Hello, friends. Some time has passed for you. Basically, no time has passed for me. Let's continue. Shayzien, Favour, and Shayzien Quest. What else? That's it, right? Shayzien, Favour, Shayzien Quest. Then there'll be a large time jump when I take a break for stream and go to sleep and wake up at 2 in the morning to do my daily too many hours of RuneScape. Then we'll finish the Lovakenhj Favour, we'll probably have finished the Shayzien Favour, and then we'll do Archictectural Alliance, hopefully all within the space of this episode. We have time remaining after that. Maybe we'll do some more easy achievement diaries since they're pretty quick. Got all the prerequisites for all of them, I think. Far exceed the prerequisites, provided none of them require quests. Alright, well you've seen Shayzien med packing before. We did it a little bit at the end of the last episode, so I'm going to just fast forward through all of that until we get to 5% favor. Then things will get a little bit more interesting. I really should have gotten that 2% chance to catch 2 fish everywhere. It would have been really nice when we were leveling low-level cooking. Oh well. 4.1%? Yeah. So I should only need to do 9 more of these. Saw Nurse Boo Boo. Wound, injured, and boo-boo. Defend the kingdom from lizardmen, I think is what we want to do next. Tackle organized crime. See, I remember something about Shayzien gang leaders. I don't remember it was when we were Googling something forever ago. Maybe they like drop a mithril square shield or something, and I was like, yeah, that's too much work. I'm not going to go level up Favour. Alright, so I got to swing by the bank and grab my combat kit, and then I actually need to look up research lizardmen a bit, because I don't know if they're high level, if I can handle them, if I should just be meleeing them, or what the deal is. Level 53 is basically my level. They can poison you. Yikes. Okay. Maybe we want to do range then, that makes more sense. I should do that beginner clue soon also. Yeah, this should totally go in here. Magic might be good. I would like to skill magic up to like 75 or higher. I think we need to anyway for quests, but... Oh, wait, does the Rada's Blessing thing? Hold on. Rada's Blessing 1 need to be equipped. Which achievement, diary, or rewards do not need to be equipped? Guessing we don't need it equipped. So I'm gonna hope that that's true. I think it works when not equipped unless if it says otherwise, I think is the rule. I still have an okay number of anti-poisons, yeah. Although range doesn't really help me if there aren't any safe spots. Maybe this doesn't actually matter. Let's try melee. So indecisive. Then I can use the Rada's Blessing and not even think about it. Hopefully that's enough. Alright, let's go check it out. The fact that they're attacking the other soldiers is interesting. Maybe that means I can just tag them like those ice trolls before. So we'll find out. I don't know if I have to get the killing blow or not. Cleared a medium task, so that gave me credit, it looks like. Burnt bones. What's special about burnt bones? Seem to be the same. So I think this is quite a bit slower than just doing the wounded soldiers, but it's combat XP. It's doing 2 things at once. You know, I'm a big fan of that. Probably keep doing this. A lizard fang stack, that's nice. I wonder how often the lizardmen respawn. Soldiers don't respawn often, it turns out. Especially when they get surrounded like that, holy crap. Is there an official world to fight lizardmen? We don't want that. Fabric, 1822 GP, cool. God, the health bars are so confusing in here. There's so many enemies. Hard to tell who's attacking who. I feel like this is where I'm gonna die, right? I'm gonna stop paying attention and get aggroed from a stack of these guys. Like so. Get poisoned. It's happening. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a bunch of anti-poisons before I can do this effectively. I don't know if I can make a better one or if this is my best shot. I guess it's 3 doses per bottle, it's not bad. But it definitely have to be stacked. Lizardman Fang. I'll try to mute through this, but I'll talk if something crazy happens. This place seems like a fairly incredible use case for the dwarf multicannon. Maybe I should go farm the money for that? Does that mean this entire episode becomes thieving farming, though? I'll have to think. I'm not sure how I want to handle that. I'm going to do this until 20% favor, and then we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll do the quests. I don't know if I want to do this all the way to 100%, although I am probably going to be killing a lot of lizardmen over time. I'm just not super efficient at it yet. I think I probably want to have the multi-cannon before I come down here, you know? I also don't know if I want to take half an episode to farm up the money, although it did take half an episode to organize the bank, so shouldn't even have standards. Alright, that whole thing's a little bit too slow and too stressful for me right now, because I keep thinking about this would be so much better if I had the dwarf multi-cannon. So I'm going to go do med packs the rest of the way to 20, which shouldn't take very long. And I think we'll come back here once I get the dwarf multi-cannon. Maybe we'll do that after I finish the other quest. I think Shayzien is the last Kourend quest that I need to get all the teleports, basically. And then Archictectural Alliance would be a nice cherry on top if I can speed that up a little bit. I guess I could go try to do the Master Farmer and see... I mean, I've gotten a couple levels since I did it last time, so maybe it's a little bit faster than it was before. It's wishful thinking. I'll be right back. We're back. I just had a minor babysitting emergency. Everything is fine. This is going to be a really short segment. You won't notice because it's a long video. I guess you hear me say I'll be right back, and I'm back many, many times in the course of these videos. And it means nothing to you. I could just stop the clock without saying anything. But I think it's useful to give you a sense of, like, how long I'm actually playing. That this isn't just, like, 260 hours of consecutive play. Yeah, we're already at 18.8. This next run's gonna break 20%. So this video is gonna be, well, this segment's gonna be like a minute. Tell you what, I just won't sign off. You'll just see me click stop on the clock, and you'll see it cut to the recording starting again. But for me, like 14 or 15 hours will have passed before we actually do the Shayzien quest. And I'll just burn through these remaining medkits. I feel like there's some cool design space with the whole Favour system, that it kind of lets them add a mini skill that's only specific to a certain area. Like, it has the feel of a skill grind, you know, but instead of it being over potentially 100 hours or dozens of hours, it's over like maybe 4 or 5 hours, and it has changes in activities along the way. I guess it would be cool if they could come up with, you know, ways to overfill Favour, benefits for continuing to do these tasks. I don't know what they would be and how they would balance them, though. Good morning. Let's do some old school RuneScape. Got the Shayzien quest is the last Kourend quest. It's going to bump us up to 165 quest points, just 10 shy of the final recipe for disaster step. And then I think we're going to get 100% in the Lovakenhj and Shayzien Favour, do Archictectural Alliance, and then start working on combat. Good day. Hello there. Very often I get visitors. What brings you here? Who are you? Villainous Herblore. I was once a soldier in the Shayzien army, but now I'm retired. Do you need help with anything? What do you think? There's something I wouldn't mind some help with. When I was a boy, my grandfather would tell me the story of my ancestor, Magnus Herblore. He was a great explorer who lived 1,000 years ago. One day Magnus was approached by none other than King Shayzien VII himself. The king asked him to lead an expedition to explore Mount Mortem in the Kavos Lorelands. According to records, the party never returned and were declared to have perished in the field. Why are you telling me this? The character looked really annoyed. Oh, I love this game. A few days ago I received a parcel. There's no name on it, and I never saw the person that delivered it. Inside I found something truly fascinating. There's an old journal along with a note. The note claims the journal was stolen from the Tower of Magic during the uprising against Eric. Apparently the journal was written by King Shayzien VII himself. Really great and all, but I still don't see where I come into this. Most of the journal is illegible. Still managed to find a few readable extracts. Listen to this one. Queen of Mortem's creatures are compatible. The experimentation is proving successful and we will soon be ready to mass produce. The extract had a date in the 37th decade, but the expedition was declared a failure in the 36th decade. If the expedition truly was a failure, why was the king writing about Queen of Mortem years later? Maybe there was another expedition. Maybe someone wasn't telling the truth about that expedition. I have to find out what really happened. Can you help me? Sure. I need to find out more about that expedition. The library historical archive should have records on it. Talk to Archictectural in the library. He can take you to the archive. Okay, hold up. This is Tale of the Righteous. Something like that. The Archaeus library. Alright, I think there's... I need to grab my Draman staff out of the bank here first. I like this theme a lot too. Not quite alternative route, but the Shayzien theme is pretty awesome. Oh, I need more stuff for this one. Most of these quests haven't really had too much in the way of prerequisites. Stop at the bank south of here real quick. Pickaxe, a melee weapon, a ranged weapon with ammunition, runes to cast a magic combat spell. I was on mute for part of that, but basically the quest guide said I needed to have melee gear, ranged gear, and magic gear, so I was just switching to my ranged kit, grab some food and some anti-poisons. I think we're set now. Alright, talk to Archeo. There's a library historical archive. Recently opened the archive to visitors. Yes, please. When was this one added? April 2018. To Pagida. What can I do for you? I have a question about King Shayzien VII. Trying to find out more about the expedition he ordered to Mount Mortem. I have the information on that expedition. We're off talking to one of the others. I could tell you about the king's work on the Tower of Magic, though. Either this or buying rubbish at the Gantt Exchange. Fire away. Oh, man. During the time of King Shayzien VII, the Tower of Magic was the seat of power in Kourend. The king spent a lot of his time at the tower, more than any other king. In fact, he oversaw the construction of various new sections, most notably the prison. When was this? Now that I think about it, it was around the same time as the expedition you were talking about. I doubt the two are connected, though. Would it be possible to visit the prison? The prison is abandoned and has been for many years, so I suppose there's no harm in letting you see it. Beware, the magic in that part of the tower is a bit unstable, so any items left in the prison will be lost. Let's see. Okay, yes please. Strange device in the center. Bullet crystal, magenta crystal, white crystal. Viewed with a strange power. Attack strange device. Push the device west. That's not west. Usually you can even attack it. Attack the device using magic. Oh, stand on the north side of the device. Oh, because it's redirecting the thing I'm casting on it. I gotta get it now. Gotcha. So you on the south side of the device, attack it using melee. Clever. Okay. One of the crystals is already purified, I guess. Okay, now push it all the way to the east. That makes sense, I get it. What is this thing? So each one that you select has a different color output, I guess. It's pretty cool though. Gotcha. Neat. Notice I'm writing carved into the floor beside the skeleton. Lizards on the mountain. Do not trust the king. The altar is a lie. Tell Phileas about this. Interesting. Very cool indeed. Chronicles of Zarek. Armed Forces Report. Timeline. I think we want to read all of these things even though the guide says they're not relevant, because I'm super interested in the lore of the Kourend. So we'll do that really quick. Video summary. King Murata was the founder of Kourend, okay. Yes, Lord Sidious. Shayzien was a king and took over for a long time. And then Zarek, bad guy that made the lizardmen. Or the 5 houses. That's cool. Alright, I'm going to read these and summarize them. I'm glad we're doing this one after the Hasidius quest, because it kind of deals with the fallout of the Royal Accord of Twill. Basically, it's King Shayzien takes over. There are 2 books here? Are there 2 books in the other one, too? Oh, shit. Alright, I read that one. I'm thinking about it. I thought it was one giant book on the wall. Rickard Shayzien. Rickard, When did this quest come out? 2018. Okay. It's an unusual first name for someone, unless if they've read Song of Ice and Fire. Okay, basic idea is, I guess Kourend at one point barely had an army. They were like super peaceful and they're freaking out about like magical threats. So they decide to expand it significantly. This is I really like this style of storytelling, like historical logs, basically. The player has to kind of read and put together what happened. So if I read this right, I kind of get the feeling that, let me read the timeline again. Like, everything's going fine in Kourend, and then they asked to expand this Shayzien military. Yeah, Hasidius III was that book I just read that was talking about, hey, we don't really have a military, we need to expand it. So they do that, and like 2 cycles later, Shayzien's in charge, like, for several consecutive cycles. Interesting. How did that happen? It's cool. So, like, the thing that makes the Bruma tree special, this is what I was confused about with the whole Winter Toad encounter. I'm pretty sure it's Winter Toad, because there's that Winter Toad at the camp that seems to be playing on it. Bruma tree can burn forever, so that's why you send pyromancers there to keep lighting it. This is just a chronicle of Din, the dwarf, coming up with a plan to like lure the Winter Toad into a prison and then building a wall around it so that they could just burn the tree on it constantly, hold it back. Dr. B. Crusham, Lieutenant T. Berlin, Sergeant H. Garvey, Corporal R. Redshirt, and Dr. Beverly Crusher. I get it. Brighton Edshirt. Turn from a trek to the north. Speaking of official order of construction, I think I need to like sit down, get some planks, and just do construction for a bit. Medium to high priority. Maybe not this episode. Maybe next episode or late this episode after the Kourend grind. But like, I don't want to use other people's houses because I think that's not really in the spirit of what we're doing. I'm also not sure if Ironmen are allowed to use other players' houses. I could see if they weren't. I feel like if you use other players' houses, you're kind of skipping the entire construction grind, and construction has a lot of cool unlocks that you want to work toward. And I've been holding off on doing it until we had a reasonable way to make money, and master farmers are close. But I guess I could at least level it until it becomes impossible for me to pay for. And then we'll come back to it again once we get another grind. At least see what sorts of, like, convenience unlocks we get out of what we already have access to. This book, Lord Arceus, orders the construction of the library, partially in response to the danger of the winter toad. Chronicles of Xeric. Did a pretty good job of this quest series of like making me understand what the hell's going on in Great Kourend. Like, this issue in MMOs where they don't always do a great job of like slowly inviting you into the setting. I guess this game's enduring quest system, where you have a pretty good incentive to do these specific long-form quests, is a great way to make sure that the player base is on the same page. And Final Fantasy XIV tries to like invest you in the lore of its setting by putting you in a main story quest that you should pay attention to. But in that game, it's really hard to tell like what's important and what's nonsense. And I think the difference between important and nonsense is very clear in RuneScape. Shayzien rule got bad really fast. Okay, so like Kourend has barely any army. Shayzien wants to increase the army. After they increase the army, they take over. When they take over, it's kind of a dictatorship. One of the Shayzien kings is into like summoning people for leisure experiments, it says. And then Shayzien's own soldiers rebel against him and do like a military coup and kill him. Oh, but the new ruler is Xeric. Some say it was King Shayzien reborn. Some say it was his evil spirit returned to avenge his death. For that whoever it was, they weren't human. Okay. It's a call from Lord Piscarilius for everyone to evacuate Kourend because Xeric is so powerful. He's an evil king. This is a report about a soldier who was commanded to like bring people to Xeric for experimentation. Interesting, so they're just talking about the previous King Shayzien doing leisure experiments. I wonder if Xeric is a Shayzien all along. Around this time of Xeric's rule, it's when people start seeing lizardmen. Next chapter is about how the lizardmen started just like kidnapping people. Probably because they're actual people that are being turned into lizardmen, maybe. A random mage working for Xeric discovers teleportation. I guess that's a recently new kind of magic. At least for Kourend, right? That's why you don't have Law Rune teleports to there by default. Call for people to storm the castle and defeat Xeric in the Tower of Magic. Xeric. Well, it says for 10 decades we've been oppressed, which I don't think that was necessarily 100 years of Xeric specifically. But it could have been oppression from the Shayzien regime plus Xeric, assuming that Xeric isn't the same person. Imagine what we could achieve with 10 decades of our own. This is King Byrne, who helped overthrow Xeric. Okay, that's cool. Glad we stopped to read those, because that sort of stuff is very interesting to me. I'm actually really getting into RuneScape lore. Like, it's a silly setting. You know, the closest thing I can compare it to, I think, is Dragon Ball Z or something like that, where it kind of starts as a joke. It's sort of silly. Like, all the characters are clearly inspired by Journey to the West, and they all have ridiculous... They're all named after, like, vegetables and stupid things like that. Vegetables and underpants and that sort of a thing. But then as the story develops, you're like, hey, this is actually kind of cool. Let's take this a little seriously, and the storytelling gets a little bit more mature. And it's still got the silly parts, but it still remembers its roots. It's kind of what it reminds me of. It seems like, you know, the persistent joke on the subreddit... Oh, I put away the Draman staff, god damn it. The persistent joke on the subreddit is that this is a children's medieval game. And I wonder if, like, if you just look at the quests that were released on launch, and if you watch, like, a lot of this questing that I was doing in the stream session, where I kept talking about, oh, this, you know, the dialogue's so innocent, and the game just feels so innocent. I feel like it may have literally been targeted for kids. Like a browser game. Like, oh, look, you know, you're gonna go bake a cake, and, oh, man, we're talking to ghosts. And they just kind of took that and ran with it, you know? Like, Harry Potter becoming more mature over time. I don't know, that kind of speaks to me. I enjoy that. I like starting something off as silly and then making it badass. Everything here in Kourend has been pretty great. It still has that goofy charm, like having one of the people named R. Edgeshirt, and there being a house with a bat Melanie and stuff like that, but... Oh shit, I thought these were the same teleport. I guess there's 2 fairy rings. That's a cool song. I don't think I've heard that one before. The one that goes to the mountain is separate from this one. DJR is what we want. My bad. Good day. How is your quest going? Went to the library historical archive and found out that King Shayzien VII ordered the construction of a prison around the time the expedition was taking place. Investigated the prison, and in one of the cells I found a strange message. Lizards on the mountain. Do not trust the king. The altar is a lie. Someone did return from that expedition. Do you think it was Magnus? Possible to say. Should have known what happened to him. That's one to dwell on later, though. We need to work out our next steps. I know for sure that someone returned from that expedition. We still don't need it. I don't know why. This all happened 1,000 years ago. Anyone involved is long dead. Doesn't mean it doesn't matter. Oh, Remore, that's right. We did see the expedition log of all the soldiers they sent. Find out what happened on that expedition. To retrace its route. And by we, I mean you. I need to talk to Lord Shayzien. He ordered that any research work done on the mountain be approved by him first. You'll find him in the war tent in the southeast. Guessing it's the big tent near the infirmary. Random frog event. I think I have all the frog tokens now. I need to do the mime event a couple more times. Lord Shayzien, what do you need, citizen? I'd like to perform some research on Mount Quidem Mortem, but I need your permission to do so. Quite right. Quidem Mortem is a dangerous place. I don't want to be ordering my troops on any unnecessary rescue missions. Tell me about your research. Many years ago there was an expedition ordered by King Shayzien VII. The expedition supposedly ended in failure, but I have reason to believe that wasn't the case. I think something was discovered on the expedition. I want to find out what it was. Prove your research on one condition. If you discover anything, you'll bring it to me first. King Shayzien VII was my ancestor, and I want to be made aware of any discoveries that would present him in a bad light. The library should be made aware. They will be made aware, but only if I've reviewed the discoveries first. Fair assistance with your work. I recommend talking to historian Duffy on Quidem Mortem. Cool. Okay. I guess I have to walk there, so I'm going to work on that now. Shayzien's Wall. I love the number of fantasy settings that have some kind of... we love the idea of these big walls, right? Makes sense. So we talked to the mountain guide. It will open up a shortcut so we don't have to take that long walk again. Also, there's the minecarts, but I gotta finish getting Lovakenhj to 100. Hello, what are you doing here? I'm the mountain guide. Guided the team to the summit. To guide me up and down the mountain. I don't see why not. I've not much to do while the historians are exploring. Make many trips each day, so speak to me here at the Shayzien outpost. Whenever you'd like to travel. Thanks. Sweet. Duffy, right? Are you Duffy? Do you need something? Shayzien told me you might be able to help with some research I'm doing. Please, it's important. I'm trying to retrace the steps of an expedition ordered by King Shayzien VII. Something important was found in that expedition, but I don't know what. Don't trust the king, the altar's a lie. I've been researching the lizard's creatures for a while here. We have reason to believe they're not of natural origin and may in fact have been created by Zarek or his followers. This quote of yours suggests the lizardmen may have existed during the time of King Shayzien VII, before Zarek's rule. Maybe because King Shayzien VII had already made the lizardmen, and it is Zarek. Recently found a small crevice on the western face of the mountain. It seems to be man-made and appears to be older than the rest of the caves around here. There's rope on the crevice. Must mean that one down there, question mark, maybe? Captain Remore. That looks like a crevice. Use rope. Any items left in there, including upon death, will be lost. Don't die, basically. creepy. So many music track unlocks. Alright, mine the boulder with a pickaxe. Regular lizard. It's a cool way to, cool way to do a boss fight. Ow. 3 fabrics, holy crap. Interesting. Inspect the altar. Rickard, turn away, don't do this. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm right, and I think that this quest has done a remarkable job of broadcasting it if you read all the entries in the library. Good planting, good potential payoff. That Lord Shayzien made the lizardmen and actually is Zarek is my second guess. I'm basically positive of the first thing. I'm not 100% sure on the second thing. Hello again. Anything in that cave? There's a weird-looking lizard man along with a strange altar. Took care of the lizard man. We'll go take a look. Follow them. Cave is fascinating. Moving on to something big here. What have you discovered? Come across lizards like the ones in this cave before. It appeared that they were in previously undiscovered species. The interesting part is that these lizards appear to be directly related to the lizardmen that roam the region. This is where the lizardmen came from. It definitely predates Zarek, who we originally believed to be the creator of the lizardmen. So who did create them? This will say for sure. Well, we've already learned about King Shayzien VII. I do wonder if he was the one responsible. If King Shayzien VII did create the lizardmen, why did they fight for Zarek? There's some who believe that King Shayzien VII and Zarek were one and the same, and they claim that after his death the king was resurrected by his followers, taking on the name Zarek. Yeah, the one lore entry definitely made that seem likely. Talk to Nosy. What's up? Devi said you'd found something. Dark Altar was the key to Zarek's power. Because of it, he was able to rule Kourend unopposed for nearly 100 years. Once he was finally defeated, he became to Gita Mortem and built the Chambers of Zarek. For many years, we tried to work out how we managed to survive out here without the power of the Dark Altar. Thanks to this cave, I think we found the answer. This altar gives off the same power as the Dark Altar. This altar is how Zarek kept his power after he was defeated. Why is it here? It appears to be man-made. This was created to amplify the power of the Dark Altar, allowing it to reach areas it previously couldn't. The altar here is still giving out power. That means Zarek could have potentially used it to live for hundreds of years after his defeat. It's long been believed that Zarek eventually died here, but what if he didn't? That's a worrying thought. We'll stay here and continue working. You might head into the library to let them know what we've discovered. Lord Shayzien asked me to go to him first with any discoveries. Interesting stuff. Reading the trivia for the quest, and it says if you're playing as an Iron Man, instead of saying the thing about buying rubbish at the Grand Exchange, it says it's either that or run around telling everyone I'm an Iron Man. Iron Man, by the way. In the prison examining the skeleton in the western cell resulted in the message. Must have been a hardcore Iron Man. Oh, this game is so great. So I think after I turn in this quest, I'm going to go grab my Juniper charcoal, which should be ready now. I think it's been 16 hours since I started that. Make all my dynamite, and then get Shayzien Favour to 100%. I might have to do a couple things in Lovakenhj. Do some of the minecart quests, because I think I'll be just short of 100% Lovakenhj Favour. I think I'll get to like 92 or something. We want to do the minecart questing anyway, just because it's going to make it easier to get around to Kourend. Shayzien, I think I'm just going to do the medkits until we unlock another Favour method, because the lizardmen are way too slow and frustrating right now. How's your research going? You made important discoveries. It's over to a small cave in the western face. It's man-made and predates the time of Zarek. Inside we found an altar giving off the same power as the Dark Altar. It's Discovered a unique lizard species, one that shares many similarities with the lizardmen. This cave is the origin of the lizardmen. The fact that it predates Zarek suggests the lizardmen do as well. I believe they're the creation of my ancestor. Hard to say for sure. Makes sense though. How so? I believe King Shayzien VII ordered an expedition to Quedamortem, hoping to discover a suitable species for his lizardman project. Once the expedition found one, he had them killed to keep the discovery a secret. You don't have proof? Not definitive, but there's a lot of evidence. So you claim. You never actually told me where this evidence came from. Started with a parcel delivered to Phileas Remor. Contained a journal written by King Shayzien VII himself. The journal mentioned creatures on Quedamortem. Who delivered it? Okay. So much walking. With the protagonist. I think the RuneScape protagonist is one of my favorite characters. They definitely have an attitude that I haven't really seen in an MMO character. I guess, first of all, most MMO characters are like silent protagonists that you're supposed to imprint onto and occasionally make choices, but there's a definite theme in almost all of the great Kourend quests that someone's up to no good in Kourend. Someone sabotaged the Dark Altar and sabotaged the Wintertote's Gate and sent this thing about Shayzien to Phileas. Like, I think that there haven't been any new quests in this series. Like, the most recent one was the Arceus ones from January 2019. But now I'm like really interested. It definitely feels like they're building up to a finale in Kourend. I'm curious what that's going to be. I think we'll treat old school RuneScape, if we say that the quest cape is beating the game, then we'll treat it like other MMOs that get expansions, that whenever a new quest comes out, we'll record playing through it and add it on the list. Doesn't look good. Oh wow. He's missing and his room's been trashed? I'm sure Shayzien did it right while I was on my way to check on him. Shayzien definitely does not come across as a trustworthy guy. Hello. Do you have the parcel? I'm afraid not. I went to see Phileas, but his home was trash and he was gone. That's not good. Open an investigation into this immediately. Hopefully we can find out what happened to Phileas. Great, without that parcel, we don't have anything to link Shayzien VII to your discoveries. The rest of your research is still valid. I'll contact the research team on the mountain and make sure the discoveries are documented in the library. Is he really going to do that, though? Payment for your time. 8,000 coins, a favor certificate, and a memoir page. Dubious. Alright. 30%. Let's go get this juniper charcoal and make all the dynamite. Go ahead and add this final page to Kourend's memoirs. Should now have 40 entries. Okay. I need to figure out where those teleports actually go to so I can use them with confidence. Deposit all this junk. Yo, Smoggy, you got my charcoal? Collect your juniper charcoal. 3,000. Yeah, okay, I think we're set. Now let me just make 100% sure that I have everything I need to make dynamite. Okay, I'm gonna make one and then I'll mute and fast forward through the rest of it. So we need inventory space first of all. Let me make one and then try to find an efficient way to make the rest of them. We need a pot. We need sulfur, saltpeter, ball of wool. That's everything. So volcanic sulfur goes in the pot. Oh, and it automatically takes everything. Okay, that's easier. I think that worked. Let me do one more of those to make sure it's actually giving me XP. So again, we need a pot. Volcanic sulfur, saltpeter, blah, blah, blah. I have 30.4 favor. 30.5. Okay, it's working. Now I'll find a fast way to do this and fast forward, so we'll see in a bit. Alright, step 1 is done. I have created, how many? 614 dynamite pots that I now have to add 614 balls of wool to. So I'm going to get on that. It should be a little bit faster, I'm hoping. Just a hair. As if you're having fun watching in the future, watch the orange bar fill during the fast forward. And know that I envy you. Dynamite's worth 609 gold. Not a lot given the work that goes into it. Whew, it is finished. And yeah, we're at 92.5% Lovakenhj favor. I think I just need to do one minecart mission, and that should get us... No, 2 minecart missions. That should get us to 100% Lovakenhj. And then I have... how many of these? Hold on. Let me rearrange some things. I want to do this beginner clue scroll, but I'll wait until after I finish this Favour grind. I'm in tools, right? I have 622 dynamite, which is worth 378,000 gold. On the Grand Exchange. I guess you use dynamite for a mining minigame. That's pretty decent XP per hour, pretty decent ore per hour. But I'm going to wait to do that. I think I need to do more Mother Malode mining. It seems like one of the main advantages of dynamite mining is it gives you access to some ores several levels early. And as a result, there's a large jump in the value of this sort of mining once you get to a certain level. So I think the plan is to wait until we hit that level to use that dynamite. But that should produce a nice profit, whether we end up selling it on the Grand Exchange or using it for leveling smithing. We have to level smithing anyway. Alright, I'm gonna go do these mining missions. I'm gonna turn off my grinding song. And grab some runes here. I don't have an intuition for where the Kourend book teleports to, so I think I'm just going to withdraw it and try teleporting everywhere just so that I know. I can recharge it without too much trouble. So if I wanted to go to, let's do Reminisce, Lovakenhj. Okay, I think that's what this focus thing means. Dead center, fairly close to a bank. Where else we got here? Well, maybe I have to have casted it in order to see the indicator. Let me make sure there's not a in-game thingy for it. I don't think there is. Viscerilius is the dead center of Viscerilius. Archaeus is the dead center of Archaeus. I think that's probably the pattern, huh? I don't see the one for Shayzien. Maybe I'm blind. Oh, there it is. Southwest of the bank. Osidius is where? There's a lot of places it could take you in Osidius. Right here? It's an interesting choice. I guess it's not far from the bank. It's actually pretty close to the mess and the cooking range. Maybe that's most convenient to getting to the cooking range when we do more grinding with cooking later. Okay. Very cool. Where am I going to do this mining thing is the question. Delivering minecart scrolls, Miriam south of the southern bank. I have to deliver all these scrolls anyway, so I may as well start. Hello, human, can I help you? Can I ride your minecart? Choose it if you help me first. What do you need me to do? Workers at the other stations get incorrect versions of the control scrolls, so they can't operate the minecarts. Please take these updated scrolls. Scroll each of the Archaeus station, Shayzien, Osidius, Viscerilius, Pickpocketing. So I've got 5. I should be able to warp to all of these locations, right? Except maybe Mount Mortem, but I can probably get there via my new mountain guide who's at the wall, so let's start with that. There's a minecart in Shayzien too, so I guess I'll pop here, head up here. Oh, you know what I really should do? I should see if the memoir is particularly close to a fairy ring. Oh, I don't think it is. That's too bad. Like, I don't think it's especially close to any of these fairy rings compared to my other options for getting to a fairy ring. Maybe part of the idea here with the minecart system is that once you've unlocked all of them, you can use one teleport, and then you can get all around Kourend from there. You need to go to multiple places. Southwest of the minecart. Got a control scroll for you. 50 coins. Go back to Lovakenhj. Alright, so we're gonna hit 100% soon. At the end, I can take the last minecart back to Lovakenhj to get the architect. And then we gotta do some Shayzien grinding, just do medkits until we get something more interesting than lizardmen. It's a bummer. Lizardmen give combat XP, but it's super slow. And I don't have a dwarf multicannon, and we'd need to grind thieving for a long time to get it. But I guess if I grind thieving, the higher I grind thieving, the more efficient I can be at thieving, and can make even more money in the future. It's just painful now, because now it's slow. It also kind of feels like it's the best thing I should be doing for thieving grinding is the master farmers, simply because I know it produces a profit. Other minecarts, and there's one in Archaeus, right? The Archaeus minecart's actually quite close to the fairy ring. It might be net more walking though. Need to do some rune crafting grinding again. Get it to 55 and then say I maxed it. It's not high priority at all. You should figure out which of these minecarts is closest to a memoir teleport. Ask from Lovakenhj Favour, speak to Lovakenhj to contribute to the statue. I think there's one in Port Viscarius, right? There's an achievement diary to use the memoirs to teleport everywhere, it looks like. Oops, the wrong way. Definitely can move my player on house again, it doesn't need to be in Osidious. Speaking of Osidious, there should be one down here, so I know where the minecart is. Osidious is huge, isn't it? Medium task has been unlocked. What are the medium tasks for Kourend and Cabos? Can I do them all? Fairy ring, kill lizardman. Enter the farming guild, I can boost to get into that. Deliver intelligence to Captain Guinea, that's one of the things I want to do anyway. Catch a Chinchampa. 53 Hunter. It's as good of an excuse as any to grind out Hunter if it's one of the last things I need to be able to do. Excuse me. I think my best bet for Hunter is just grinding it out. I don't really get quests, too many quests that give Hunter XP. I guess I can look that up really quick while I head to this minecart. Well, yeah, there really aren't any quests that give Hunter XP. Ascent of Archaeus, which just came out, you get a little bit from that. Eagle's Peak gives a little bit. Should also look up what is even the advantage of doing that. What does the medium Kourend diary give us? Cart network, get hype. I was looking for the architect. Medium reward, 5 teleports to the Kourend woodland every day, 4% chance it gets 2 fish at once everywhere when equipped, which we want before we do any more fishing. This one prayer bonus by the blessing. Antique lamp, worth 7,500 experience when you skill above 40. Free access to Cragclaw Isle, 5% chance to mine 2 dense essence blocks. 20 free dynamite per day from Theoris. Reduced tanning prices. Okay. Prayer bonus on the blessing is kind of cool, since it's a free slot on 2 classes. As is the 2 fish chance thing. Let's see if I want to do a hunter grind later. So south of the blast mine, it says, which is all the way north. Interesting, I feel like those flowers are always planted near where this thing teleports to. Hi. Looking for an architect? Are you an architect? No need to shout. Well respected architect, you know. Looks like Madam Web. King Rada the First. A larder that's burst? That's absurd. King Rada the First. No need to shout. I'm not deaf. Granddad met him. Really? That was an awful long time ago. That would have been my great-granddad. I'm your dwarf. Cool. It's a mini-quest, isn't it? I'm going to want to do all the mini-quests, too, as part of getting the quest cape, unless if there's any in here that are, really ridiculous for some reason. Mage Arena 2 might be scary. Combat level 348, God spells in the wilderness. Yeah, that maybe not all the mini quests. Architect from Shayzien. Alright. Let's go grind Shayzien Favour to 40% using medkits, and then we can do the intelligence minigame. Alright, turning off grinding music, just hit 40% Shayzien Favour, which unlocks a new task that involves a bunch of world hopping. I'm trying to understand it, so it says tackle organized crime. You can talk to Captain Ginia in the building directly east of the combat ring. Information on organized crime meetings are taking place, and take out the gangsters. So last episode I mentioned this, or last time we talked about it, I mentioned that gangsters showed up on some research like hundreds of hours ago, and it was because they dropped the rune scimitar rarely. So I guess that's still a slightly exciting drop if we get it. We are going to be replacing with the dragon scimitar when we get to 60 attack, but that's a much slower grind than I was expecting it to be. Do you need something? Just tell me what you're doing. Gangs. Gangs from the slums in the east. Those ruffians are always hatching schemes, whether it's smuggling or extortion or even plain street violence. I'm in charge of the investigations. Troops when we get them. Can I help? Information on gang leaders written on the notice board when it's received. When you see a meeting announced there, go and deal with them. Drop documents from me for an extra. Nobody meetings now. Gang meeting in Hosidius outside Farmer Griscoile's house. About to start imminently. Okay, get some gear. So let's try melee first, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So you get pretty good Shayzien Favour from this. It's just, you can only do it every so often. Oh, here we go. Awesome. Multi-combat, yikes. So I can hit them pretty hard though. My defense is quite good also. Should be ready to heal because they can hit me 4 times in a row, right? Grimy trophy. Noted. That's cool. 59 compost. That's kind of awesome. 8 mahogany planks. 17,000 gold. They noted too? Oh, they totally are. Oh, this is awesome. I should do this. Damn. Black chain body. Seems extremely lucrative. Gang boss doesn't aggro you immediately. That's helpful. I could probably deposit the graceful gear next time. I just wasn't sure what I needed to bring. Now the gang boss is attacking me. 11 gold bars, huh? I'll try to kill the gangsters first. Ooh. Okay, they have a pretty big max hit though. Boss does. Use protection from missiles, I guess, probably. That's a lot of gold bars. I guess that's crafting XP. Man, I kind of want to just do this to do it, whether I'm getting Shayzien Favour or not. I just got 12% favor for killing just those gangsters. It's pretty sweet. Okay, I might still want to have protection from missiles on fighting the boss. It looks like it has low enough health that I can just keep it on for the whole fight as long as I'm restoring in between runs. Nice. And some intelligence. It's 79 compost. Dude, this is freaking awesome. I can't believe these mahogany planks are worth 17,000 gold from one drop. I definitely want to use it for construction leveling later. Go turn in the intelligence. Actually, I got a lot of things I want to do. Let me hit that altar. I guess that altar is super close to my house teleport if I keep it in Hosidius, but I've got the Ardoyan altar as well. So it just requires that I be near a bank. That went insanely well, though. I'm very pleased with that. The bank down here is the closest. I guess you gotta do some world hopping to make the best use out of that, because it only happens every 30 minutes, but it's different on different worlds, maybe? Deposit all this crap. Move the food up. kind of want to keep the noted stuff that's already dropped, right? No, it'll drop different things later. 24 mahogany planks, black chain body, turn in the intelligence here, put the compost in the main, because I want to get that to a tool leprechaun quickly. Okay, and I think I want to have the Kourend teleports book with me here. Probably do want more swordfish. I kind of got lucky on the number of times I got hit. When I did get hit, it hit really bad. Already at 62% Shayzien favor. That's pretty great. Let's see what the actual reward for intelligence is. I think the wiki says it's combat XP. I can throw that on attack. That would be fantastic. Use 2 intelligence fragments for training manuals. Medium task. Training manual. Oh, it tells me how much XP it's going to give me. So that's pretty good. 1141. Significant chunk of a level. Information. Gang meetings listed. Okay. Let's go by world number. It'll be easier for me to track. Actually, probably start with 305. Let's read this thing out. I'm going to mute while I do this because it doesn't involve a lot of typing as I make notes of where to go. Okay, another one right where the last one was. I need more food though. Let me see if I can grab some real quick before I head there. Said I had 2 minutes, so hopefully that's enough time. Given it's the same location, I wonder if it's the servers we were just on were linked at all. So for my reference, this is the Tithe Farm minigame, which is not in Farming Guild like I thought it was. I want the gang boss aggroing us all once here. I can keep them all from attacking me, that seems great. I guess there's a different safe spot every time we fight them, so I can't depend on safe spots. Oak plank 19. It's a great source of planks. Screw the sawmill. I need to bring like a mild ranged attack so I can pull them back. Hard clue scroll. Oh my god, that's my first I've ever gotten one of those. That's pretty neat. Maybe I'll bring some mind runes. I can cast a quick wind strike spell or something to grab their attention. Oh, some of these guys have halberds, that's funny. Oh, her weapon type isn't fixed. This one's melee. She probably still hits really hard, but I don't need to use a separate prayer. Good to know. Teak plank times 8. This is great. Definitely, as someone that's still new to RuneScape, definitely some of the most valuable drops I've ever seen from individual enemies before. But it sucks when other players show up. Got it. 48 cosmic runes? Oh my god. Okay. So cool. Alright, where's this clue scroll? Island northeast of Miscellanea. I don't even know if I can go there, can I? Frementic Isles? I've been to Yatas, so I don't know if I'm allowed to go to Miscellanea. I'll have to look it up. Must have completed the Frementic trials. Island northeast. Oh, there's a fairy ring for it. Let me just go ahead and start this hard clue really quick and see how much of it I can do. Fairy rings, fairy rings. Let's just do the one in Varrock. Thankless stuff. 84% Shayzien Favour already. Wow. So we'll definitely be able to finish Archictectural Alliance. Like, I'd already preemptively titled this episode Architectural Alliance, and I was like, I might not be able to do it. Shayzien seems kind of slow. Not that bad, actually. Turns out. Warm. Oak planks. Cosmic runes. Turn in that intelligence also, but this might be a good way to grind intelligence to 60. Get that dragon scimitar. Just keep running gangs even after 100% Shayzien Favour. AJS it says. So maybe this one requires fairy ring teleportation to be able to do. Penguins near Miscellanea. Cool. Oh, right. It's pretty great. Just island with penguins on it. Grab a spade really quick. Just hoping I don't get a step that I can't do yet. Okay, that was lame. I got poisoned by a Saradomin wizard who just showed up and attacked me randomly. Let me get some poison resistance here before I could dig for the clue. That wasn't cool. Can I use the Saradomin cape to make him leave me the hell alone? Let's try this again. Oh, I think I have to be able to fight him to... Digging summoned him. Okay. So I think I need a kit of range gear and plenty of stuff to deal with him. I didn't know that you could do combat as a result of blue searching. Okay. Let's just deposit everything else. Spade. Let's just do withdrawal also for swordfish. I'm probably going to need him. Let me get the beacon ring too that has some magic resist. There's not a an altar down here, is there? Probably use protection from magic to help a little bit. My altar choices. Get our Ardoyan cloak, then I have to. Oh, I'll just do Ardoyan cloak. It's fine. Oh, then I have to warp back. I'll try it with 26 prayer. I guess I can always leave, run away if shit's getting not looking good. Alright. Ramen staff. This dude does different attacks based on which prayer I'm using. It's super rude. I might have to bail. Try to here. But I just burn him down here before he goes too nuts on me. I don't know if his magic is actually more dangerous or not. Whatever that attack was seemed bad, though. Whew. That was scary. Okay. I was going to actually set up the heart rate monitor next time we do a hard quest. I wasn't ready for that to happen, though. I wasn't expecting it to be that difficult. Come to the evil edge. You know you want to. Try not to get stung. Let's go to Zanaris really quick. Banking. Actually, I might be able to just go to the Edgeville Bank. Attacks of the Poison Dragon Dagger. Cast Saradomin Strike when maging. Oh wow, which is apparently extremely strong. If I had let that hit me many more times, I may have gotten nuked. I'm gonna pop by the altar, the Edgeville Monastery. Okay, well, today I learned hard clue scrolls can sometimes trigger encounters. Yikes. come to the evil ledge. You know you want to. Try not to get stung. Dig by the torch in the Ardoyan Zoo between the penguins and the scorpions. Beasts to my east snap claws and tails. The rest to my west can slide and eat fish. Horse to my north will jump and they'll wail. Come dig by my fire and make a wish. Okay. Slide and eat fish tells you it's by penguins. It's kind of cool. Arduin. I think Arduin sounds cooler, but the wiki says Ardoyan, so whatever. Oh, and I mentioned this fire, which is why you have to be by the torch. That's cool. Dude, that Saradomin wizard had me so close to being dead. Oof. Death shouldn't be a big deal. I can always get my stuff back, but the fact that I haven't died in 268 hours of play, I really need to get it over with. Kind of Iron Man, kind of hardcore. Found another clue. East of Prifdinus on Arendor Mountain Pass. That's in the Tyrus camp, right? Can I take a boat there? I thought it was kind of expensive, but... Catherby Port. 3,200 GP. Yeah, it's fine. Paid more for sillier things. And we haven't been back there in a long time. When did we do Regicide? It was maybe less than 100 hours ago. New Master. Tires. That's fine. Prifdinus. Alright, so it's up here. That seems super dangerous. But I do have the agility to skip over those rocks, so maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. Now we find out if I remember my way through this area. Anyway, I think Prifdinus... Wait, let me see how to pronounce that. It sounds like it's Welsh or something, like a lot of the Elven stuff. Prifdinus. I don't think it's supposed to be Prive. The wiki, Prive, sounds like it should be Prive, but it's probably Prifdinus. I'm trying to remember, I don't think you need any tools to navigate the woodlands. Did this so long ago, it's hard for me to remember. Seems right. I remember having to go over the tripwire, which maybe poisons you if you fail to pass it. This is fun though. This is a hard clue that requires Regicide for me to be able to do. It justifies the time spent on Regicide. It's like, I'm going to do this for a halberd, and then I think I've used a halberd exactly once, and it was less efficient than using a ranged weapon. I didn't really appreciate how slow they would be. I should kill a rabbit while I'm here. Don't they drop bones that I need? Yeah, they do. Cool. Get myself some more clue inventory space if I was deposited my intelligence, but I wasn't planning it to be able to do the whole thing. Working on memory here. I think straight north is right. I remember I kept falling in this pit, and it's because you have to activate the jump from the square directly in front of you. Hey, you're worth. You know, these are not good guys. God, spam calendar invites are so annoying. Google isn't really doing anything about it either. Kitties, it is 5 in the morning. You guys get fed at 7 to 7:30. Chill out. No, looks like I can't go this way. Well, maybe there's an agility shortcut I can take. Let's see. Watch out for these level 88 dire wolves. No, they're just mining here. I don't think I can fit through, can I? Nope. I gotta go a different way. Shoot, I don't know my way through here. Maybe if I cross this log balance, it'll get me in the right direction. 15 damage for filling a leaf traps. Good bird. So I just go to a fishing spot. This is maybe productive. Let's see. So that was a dead end. Oh my god. I can't believe it wasn't. The underground pass. Hopefully this is right. Thought I happened to have anti-poison for that Ceradomin wizard, because I would not have brought it for these tripwire traps. This might be right. There could be several more steps after this one too, which is tricky. Oh, those are marked in yellow. Maybe there's regression penalty if you fail it. I'm just gonna play it safe. Level 34 deadly red spiders. I don't think aggro me because I'm level 69. Wow. Just barely don't aggro me. Should this place be like multi-combat as well? Shit. That's extremely bad. See if I can safe spot him since I've got some area to hide around here. There is a gate this way. Maybe. Okay, we might be okay. Dude, I was not expecting another wizard. I wonder how often you get attacked on hard clues. Whew. Since I've got full prayer points, I should be able to survive. There's just no room to hide from him on the island before. I'm glad I brought the range gear and I stopped and refilled my prayer points and I still had the anti-poison potion and I'm lucky basically. Ooh, water battle staff. That's cool. I haven't been able to craft those. I guess water is the least interesting element, but hey, I'll take it. Make sure I dig this before another one spawns. Found another clue. Oh no. No, not the Wilderness Agility course. Oh god. Okay. Well, this might be where I finally die. After all this. So I'm gonna bank everything, and then I think there's a teleport in the one I use to get to the Mage Arena is actually pretty close to the Wilderness Agility course. I noticed that while we were there. Let me see if that's specifically mentioned. Last time I went to it, I walked the long-ass way for no reason. Edge will teleport to the deserted keep. Cut the web. Bring a knife, any slash weapon. Pretty much just gonna bring food, I think. Okay, well, lava battle staff is exciting. I can replace my by lava I mean water battle staff. Replace my staff with water. Need the clue scroll. Need the spade. Deposit this intelligence. Can't bank the item anyway. Okay, well then I don't feel bad about having not tried. Don't need money. Looks like I want to get there via Edgeville. I need a knife. Okay, so I gotta pop over to Varrock real quick, and then I'll bank there. Let me see about a world that I can go on. If I only had 1250 skill total. Maybe I'll look out because it's such a dead time of the day. Now I still need a teleport to get out of there, but I guess if I can get far enough south I can cast home teleport, right? Or I can just bring exactly enough runes for it. Let's do it that way. I'd be sad to lose this intelligence. Maybe I should go turn it in since I can't. I don't know what happens to it if I die with it. Let me do that really fast. Let's do 2 law runes. I think it's just a few air runes for Varrock teleport, right? Yeah, 3. I feel like it would be a lot less scary if I knew anything about the wilderness. Like if I knew where their teleports were. Like, having done the major arena quest tells me that there's a place I can get to potentially where I can hide and then teleport out and escape even though I'm in the far north wilderness. I don't have to walk all the way down to the southern wilderness to do that. Attack, please. I can keep doing this to get 60 attack. Insidious, that's fine. I need to do this. I need to get the hard clue out of my inventory so that more of them can drop. Oh, I guess the lever in Ardoyan goes to the same place. Okay. Well, maybe there's a... I could see there being a achievement diary, like there was for Ardoyan. That was the whole reason we used the lever. Because we wanted to finish the easy Ardoyan diary. And I was like, well, over here, let's do the mage arena thing. The web concept is so interesting. I feel like the webs exist to make it so it takes you longer to get through the place, right? Oh, let me deposit the Kourend diary. Just stuff I don't care about losing. Hour 268, we might finally die. Actually, this game has this very, like, predator-prey PvP design. By putting, like, stuff that I need to do in the wilderness. Interesting, because it makes me scared of doing stuff in a way that I haven't really been in an MMO before. Usually I'm like, well, I can control PvE. It's like I can control other players. Maybe I can sneak my way over to the major arena to get out of here afterwards, instead of walking all the way down like we did last time so stupidly. Due west. I remember walking through here too, the time when we tried the Wilderness Agility course. Now that was 250 hours ago. Wow. So this is the major arena. I think it's through this building I can get in there and then teleport home. Right, that it's like right next to the agility course, basically. Can't even be like, oh, the risk of PK is super low. No, this game is still crazy populated. I'm guessing if I were a PKer, I would try to do exactly what I'm doing right now and jump to lower populated worlds to try to hunt people doing exactly what I'm doing right now. That's interesting. So it's actually in the agility course. So several... We needed to have Fairy Tale 2 started. What else did we need for this clue scroll? We needed to finish Regicide. We needed to have a high enough agility to do the agility course. The Edgeville one was the only step that anyone could have done. Don't fall. I better not at this point. I'm such a higher level now. I guess this is where I'd get the diary completion if I didn't get it dozens of hours ago, or hundreds of hours ago. So I need to exit it anyway. I wonder if I can still fail this one. I think I unlocked this at, like, level 52? Back around the Falador course forever ago, basically. Casket? Oh, God. Oh, I'm so fucked. Did I just run away? Shit. So if I wanted to fight this guy... I don't think I've got a safe spot. Crap. Don't spawn a wizard in the wilderness? Okay. I want to finish this goddamn clue. So I need to recharge my prayer. It's part of it. Let me think. I need to recharge my prayer. I guess there's a bank in the major arena. Maybe I can take advantage of that. I don't know if there's an altar in there, though. Bring food. I can get away with losing... I could probably lose all my green d'hide stuff, because I think I can buy all of that back from merchants without too much trouble. Where did I lose magic from? It's fine. Okay, this goes back and forth in the same spot. Got it. Don't think I've got an altar, though. Okay, good to know that I can warp. There is a way to get out that doesn't involve running through 30 levels of wilderness. The risk is... There's a risk, but it's not insane. Alright, let me see if the Saradomin Wizard has any... I'm guessing, or the Zamorak Wizard is any different. Hard clue in the wilderness. Are not poisonous, have low health, low defense, except against magic. Lower level, attack exclusively with magic. Activating Protect from Magic completely negates their damage. Okay, I can roll with that. I just get to see what my protected items are, don't I? Items kept on death. The knife. Guess if I just have the prayer, that should be fine. Melee and range are both effective. Okay, hold on. Maybe I can just bring the rune longsword. Okay, so when I start fighting it, I have to drop the runes and the knife. I can pick them up, just to make sure I don't lose the clue scroll. So that would suck. And I can buy, let me make sure I can buy the rune longsword from the shop. Yeah, provide it to Champions Guild. Okay. So, first of all, let's do this. Get my prayer back really fast. Happy to hear he's easier than the Saradomin Wizard. This clue scroll had better drop something awesome. I think hard clue scrolls have pretty potentially incredible drops. It's tricky because, like, if I were a little bit lower level, I could justify just banking a hard clue scroll and say I'll do it way later when I'm stronger, but I'm just barely strong enough to be able to do this stuff right now. 1 law rune, 5 air runes, 5 fire runes. Although if I'm teleporting out from inside the mage arena, I don't need to bring these because there's a bank chest in there. Oh, maybe that's part of the purpose of the knife. Maybe the knife exists to be an item in your inventory that you need to progress around that counts against your items kept on death. That's actually kind of smart. So maybe it punishes you for trying to bring too much gear to snipe people at this teleport lever. Yes, I'm brave. And it's interesting because then I have to hold on to the knife to make it to... Well, hopefully I don't get the reward casket because I won't be able to get out of here alive with it, right? Maybe if it's my only item? Fix. Alright, well I do want to use the run here and get as far away from the players pouring in as I can. The knife drops out here? Oh, not really though. I guess that's to get out from that side. If you've already dropped the knife. Okay, so this says that the Zamorak Wizard only attacks with magic, so if you turn on Protect from Magic, he can't do shit. He's also like 30 levels lower than the Saradomin Wizard. Anyway, I think it's feasible. Didn't fall immediately. High enough level now that the skeletons don't aggro me, which is nice. Wait, that was incorrect apparently. This place isn't multi-combat, it looks like. Super nervous. Come on. 23 prayer left. No one's around. Okay. Wizard's dead. Drop some air runes. Another clue scroll. Okay, I don't have to make it out with. Next one. Just make sure it's not here in the wilderness, right? Full of railings. Dwarf cannon. Oh, yeah. It is the dwarf cannon. Because that requires you remembering that quest, which we just did, like, last episode. Pretty good clue in that case. I could see being able to solve these on your own, a lot of them, once you've actually played the game for several hundred hours and visited all these locations. Like, I bet the Ardoyan Zoo clue I could have figured out without having the solver turned on. Okay, so I gotta get ready to drop all this shit in case anybody shows up, noob stompers show up. Especially near the Mage Guild, which I imagine is a danger zone. I think I'm safe in the room where you can bank, but I'm not 100% sure on that. To activate it every time. Okay. Get my teleport runes out real fast. Get the fuck out of here. Go. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. Camelot. Please be the final clue step. go ahead and bring the range gear again, since it could always spawn a Saradomin wizard, apparently. I guess those are there so that you can't find some cheesy way to get a hard clue scroll and solve it without any combat levels, right? Keep my spade. Teleport runes. Range gear. Positive sword. Oh, make sure I refill my prayer on the way. 14 swordfish. Anti-poison 2. I'll bring another one just in case. And away we go. I think stuff like that. I'm always like nervous and anxious that people are going to be pissed off that I look stuff up on the wiki. I've already had someone complain about it. Like, you know, if I had streamed this instead, then I could probably do a lot of these quests more blind. Like, I could ask leading questions and get hints as to what to do, as opposed to knowing exactly the next step is. But I bring it up to say that, like, the first time I went to the Wilderness Agility course, because I've been doing my guides by not reading too far ahead, like, I had no idea the Mage Arena was a thing. I didn't know that it was a safe way to get back out or a safe way to get in. So I walked in the extremely long way and walked out the extremely long way. But I could see someone in Twitch chat being like, oh, you know, you could just port right out of there. Port right in, port right out, no problem. Super safe. There's even a bank. So it's not that I'm saying that I'm glad that I didn't stream it. There probably would have been some benefits and drawbacks to doing that. But that I think there's still been a benefit to me being blind but looking stuff up in order, because I think a real player would probably play that way. And by a real player, I mean someone that wasn't recording or streaming it. Like, they would look stuff up all the time and try to figure out what they were doing next. You've obtained a casket. Okay. No fight. Let's go back to Varrock and open it. First ever hard clue casket. Let's see what we get. After all that work, here we go. 168,003 coins. Black D'hide body. Ooh, that's an upgrade. And I think to get that, you have a range level of 70 and defense level of 40. I can get to range 70. To get that on my own, I'd have to be an extremely high level crafter. Let me check. 84 crafting. I think that's probably my only way I would have ever gotten that. I guess it also drops very rarely from some super high level, like, in-game bosses. So that's worth it, even though it's not worth money on the Grand Exchange. Like, there's not really another way I could have gotten that. I already have a rune plate body, but this is I guess I could buy it. It's not that exciting. Unholy Blessing. Presumably that goes in the slot that Rada's Blessing goes in. Unholy Blessing. Ammunition slot. Provides protection from Zamorakian forces in the God Wars dungeon. That might be specifically useful. And a rune battle axe, which I'm not super pumped for. But the Black D'hide body that's exciting. That's worth it. All right, let me deposit this thing. I guess the problem with depositing the rune plate body is now I have to avoid withdrawing it by mistake. I like having withdraw all set to default because I usually want to do that, but I might need to switch it to withdraw 1. Probably get Rada's Blessing to compete with Unholy Blessing. I think I'm going to end up using Unholy Blessing in the far future. Far, far future. Whenever we check out that God Wars thing. I've seen some other stuff about God Wars that, like, you can have, like, Saradomin Cape will make certain Saradomin enemies ignore you. That's part of why I tried to equip the cape from the clue scroll. I thought it was just something that spawned on the Penguin Island. So having a free slot for that is probably a good thing. Alright, what am I doing with my life? Probably just go sell this extra rune plate body. I'll just do that now while I'm in Varrock. Go back to hunting gangs and finish getting 100% Shayzien Favour so that we can do Archictectural Alliance. That was a really long distraction. I kind of don't want another hard clue scroll to drop. I don't know how high their drop rate is. I assume they're somewhat rare. Diary and all this shit. Lots of food. I gotta keep my prayer topped off also. I need it for the gang boss. So once we hit range 70, I'll have... I think range 70 is what we need for the quest cape anyway. I'll have a really good body piece ready. Okay. Sell this thing. Alright. Once I get back to the tent, I'm gonna mute myself again while I start typing out the schedule for gang busting. Okay, got some precious data. I think we're prepared. I might be able to do like 3 or 4 of these. I'll definitely be able to do enough to get to max Shayzien Favour. This would be a nice one to have ranged attacks on, but... Oh, maybe I can make it to a bank in time? So there's an altar there, that's good to know. Oh, they just spawned. Time to fight them. I didn't bring the mind runes I was talking about earlier. Oh, perfect. Just line up to fight me. Love it. She does an aggro too. Guy in the back has a halberd, and it's funny. Attack 56. Very cool. So much loot. Several bits of intelligence too. Still one other gangster. Try to fight her though. Potentially 3 intelligence. And I have a decent chance of getting a rune scimitar from all this, which would be so nice for the remaining 4 attack levels. Before I get the dragon scimitar. I don't know who's most likely to drop it. Here's the intelligence, teak plank. We're at max Shayzien Favour. Fantastic. Got it from killing the boss. Alright, I'll fast forward any more of this, because I think you guys get the idea, but if anything super exciting drops, I'll be sure to let you know. Oh, so the people already running in between them. Wow, I'm lucky I got to do all that by myself. It's crazy. I wonder if they have like a tool somewhere that's farming it. .306 maybe? They may have despawned by now. 330 I think, so it wasn't a B1. Basically just about to spawn here. That or they just spawned and already got killed, which is possible. Let's see. 306. Nice. How did I hit him for 39? Oh, I see. It's because it was done. That makes way more sense. Why did they just give that to me? That's weird. Okay, so I think this one is completely passed. The latest one I possibly saw was 307, and that's where they just were. Okay. So I'm going to go turn in this intelligence and bank stuff. Then we'll get ready to come to the next one. Kind of rude of that dude to show up with the cannon and just kill all of them, but I guess if it's his world, it's his world. I may have been the one that was the dick going in and stealing the skills, you know? So many planks. Black technology here. Cut the emerald real quick. And next up is world 330 at 6 minutes from now, so I have some time to look at the other ones really quick. Pretty excited about having all 100%. I can actually make this go away now, can't I? Don't need it now that everything's at max, and will be at max forever. 1176, that's pretty good. Okay, so I don't think I want to do any other gang meetings, just the ones that I just gathered. We can maybe start doing Slayer after all this is done, finally. So 3:30 at the Cabbage Patch. May as well while I wait, right? Oh, did I fail to bring all my spades back to this guy? God damn it. So I'm gonna do that now. And the compost. I have 4 minutes until they spawn, so I kind of want to keep doing this until I get a Rune Scimitar. It says it's only an uncommon drop, it's not too bad. We've seen a lot of crazy drops from them already. I should burn through all of these planks that I got, basically for free. It's probably a good idea. Oh, noted. These. Let's see if I can range safe spot the dudes this time. I'll finish replanting the farming patch after this fight. I think this is interesting, but I think that the dragon gloves are finally better than the green d'hide braces. I should start doing that. Oh shit! I knew they were here. Beat to it. God damn it! Why is it already spawned? So I have to tag it to get the damage on it, I guess. Nice, I got a drop. Too bad we have to compete for it, though. I don't think I had any other worlds that were spawning with this one, but I'll jump around and see if I happen to run into one through random luck. I feel kind of bad for attacking their gangsters now, but I don't know what the etiquette is in this game. The one dude kind of left the other one alone while he was aggroing the one. So I assume, like, if somebody pulls a mob that it's theirs, and don't be a dick and take it, but is it okay to take all of them? Let's not go to a dead man world. Meh, I think I just missed my opportunity. Oh well, I tried. I got a few more planks. Just see how many planks I have. Go burn it all on construction. 43 construction right now. Let's see. 84 oak planks. It's not bad. Let me go do Archictectural Alliance. Get that out of the way now. To find the person to talk to. Talk to Shayda. Greetings. Are you an architect? Yes, ma'am. I wonder if you'd be interested in helping to build a statue. Enormous statue of King Rada I in the center of Kourend. Only really good at armor and weapons and big statues. See you at the site. We go east, we can head straight there. I'm trying to see when Kourend was actually added to the game. Definitely looks like they've got a giant quest line they're building up to with all these novice quests to introduce you to the continent. Looks like the gang's all here. Let's do it. Make the statue. We're all here. Let's get started on the statue. Cool. Thank you all for agreeing to help me in this endeavor. You're in the favor of my people, and I think it's right that we honor the founding of our city in this way. Agree wholeheartedly. King Rada. Nice. Oh, that's a pretty sweet looking statue. Unusually, like, high detail for this game, seems like. I think it still fits. Thanks for helping us get together to find and build the statue. I've got something for you. I love rewards. What have you got for me? Antique lamp. Reed statue. That's cool. Architectural Alliance. Still haven't used the antique lamp host I gave me. If I lose it, you should have another one for me. Herblore, of course. 10,000. Nice. 43. Very close to 58 XP left to make like one more potion. I get 44. Where's Herlander tar? Okay. The next herb I can clean is at 48. Okay, we're gonna do construction. I'm gonna burn through all of those planks that I just got. So I need to research what's an efficient usage of planks, since I only have so many. I'm not a rich man. I guess up to 52 we want to do oak larders, so I can do that. Let me pick a bank, I guess. This is going to be long and boring, so I'll mute and we'll fast forward through it. See you on the flip side. Construction 44. Teak dining bench, tool store 4, wooden telescope, teak prize chest, weapons rack, small landscape, oak fancy dress box. Don't know what the purpose of most of those is. What's the tool store for? Blank 8. Tool space. Where's the tool space? Workshop. Okay. How do I add rooms? Cost money. Okay. As if it wasn't already enough of a money sink, right? Workshop. Chapels at 45. Portal chambers at 50. That seems important. I like portals. I'll finish. At some point I'm actually going to go through and try to make everything that I have access to make, you know? Oak kitchen table. 3 oak planks. Is there something that uses 4 so I can burn the ones I have? What was that? Chef's Delight. 48. I think the XP that you get is just based on how many planks you're using. So it's only faster if you're building more quickly. You don't have to remove it as many times. That's why we do the larder. To get rid of stuff, I don't think it actually matters. Let's see. Man, I had all these planks. I'm like, I'm going to get several construction levels. Nope. I'm going to get a construction level. Maybe 2 if I use all the mahogany as well. 60 XP per plank. Okay, I think I want to hold on to my teak and mahogany. I want to just burn it for leveling because I'm actually going to want to use it later to build stuff that I need. Whereas oak planks I can just use for XP. We'll see. Alright, so the obvious stuff to do is done. Got 100% favor and everything in Kourend, finished Archictectural Alliance. Now I need to find something to do. I guess let me go ahead and hit 44 Herblore real fast while I'm standing here. Be nice to have another prayer potion anyway. I think it's snape grass, maybe? Herblore 44. Airlander tar. Whatever that means / does. Okay. I could do Hunter to 53 or whatever it was. For 2 reasons. One is that unlocks, that can do the Kourend medium diary. But probably the more important one is I can barehand essence implings. I could try going for base 50 all skills. That's definitely going to be necessary, and I think I have a decent way to level everything except Herblore and construction are going to be slow. Super slow. I need money so I can get the dwarf multicannon so I can do thieving. Could also do Slayer. I need to get my combat level up. I'd like to get it to 70 so I can get a new Slayer Master. Let's do Slayer. I think that makes the most sense. So I'm gonna try to get attack to 60. Let's see if there's some trolls that I can fight more or less safely, or at least close to a bank that I can level attack on. I'm gonna take a short break to do a little bit of research for that, and then we'll be back with a little bit of Slayer training. I think we'll just do that until I hit attack 60, which might be a while, but even if that bleeds over into the next episode, then the next episode we'll finish getting attack 60, and then we'll do some quests again. We'll continue to at least feature 1 quest per episode, hopefully more. See you in a few minutes, in a few seconds. Okay, we are back. So It seems like Slayer training, even though I'm trying to focus on attack here, Slayer training is heavily benefits from Dwarf multicannon. I am a little bit more than halfway to the multicannon. So, I mean, it was all going to get fast forwarded anyway. I know I probably just got you hyped up for combat training, but no, we're going to go steal from a master thief for a really long time. So I'm going to go do that, and once we get to 700,000 gold, which might happen before the end of the episode, get super lucky, could steal like 12 Ranar seeds in a row. Once we have enough for the Dwarf multicannon, we're going to go fight the ice troll runts in Nata's Knot using the cannon. Which definitely isn't going to happen this episode because in addition to buying the cannon, I then have to make cannon balls, which I think involves making steel, which is complicated. So enjoy Master Farmer pickpocketing. I gotta at least get thieving to 60. Once it's at 60, I have to start asking questions about do I want to keep leveling it, since it doesn't affect any quests after that. But it is XP, and it is an efficient XP method, and we're probably going to need it for diaries in the future. I've had the vision. When I finally die, it's not going to be from a difficult boss fight or something that surprised me. It's going to be forgetting to heal while pickpocketing. Like zoning out. Now that I have a consistent source of opal in Shiloh Village, I might go quickly make a bunch of dodgy necklaces. I'm going to be doing this for a while. I think it makes sense. And then I can always get more of those later, right? Cosmic runes, I think, which I just got a boatload of. What else do I need? Water? Where's the nearest smelty thingy furnace? Probably Lumbridge, fortunately. Thieving 59. Don't know that we got anything that level. Let's see. 59. 59. Oh, Chaos Druid Tower north of Ardoin. Start saying Ardoin. I'm going to say Ardoin instead of Ardoin. I really don't like the Oi sound. Ardoin sounds great. Let me find out what that is. This Chaos Druid Tower thing. Wow. Chaos Druid chest is not worth it. It gives you 2 blood runes. Hey, Toadflax seeds. Awesome. Get my placeholder back and I can probably plant them. Gives you 2 blood runes, 500 coins, and then takes 135 seconds to respawn, and it warps you away, and if you fail, it deals 18 damage to you. So yeah, we're gonna stick with Master Farmers. Oh hey, I got an easy clue scroll from that gourmet impling. I think we will do that. But I don't need to do it right now, because I don't think there's anything else I can catch that can get in the way of it, so maybe we'll wrap the episode with the clue scroll so it doesn't just end in an hour and 45 minutes with, and I stole 3 Ranar seeds, hooray. Curry, huh? There's a Ranar seed. So our journey begins. Alright, so every steel is worth... Oh, it's up to 100,000 now. That's cool. That's actually not so bad. We need to steal 3 more times. We'll call it a total of... I'd like to have some money left over, so I'd like to get to 10 total seeds, so 4 more steals. And then we'll call it. Snapegrass seeds are potentially exciting if I want to start making my own prayer potions, which I probably should do. I don't know if I can plant them yet, though. Let me check. Damn, no, it's 61 farming. That's gonna take a while. Alright, well I need 70 farming to do all quests, so I should do Tithe Farm. Maybe I should do Tithe Farm now. I don't think Tithe Farm can produce money for me, though. I'm doing this for money at the moment. We will do it, though. It's gonna happen. That was actually one of the main reasons we went to go do City's Favour in the first place. So nice, all being 100%. Oh, it's so good. Hey, these are our first ever Snapdragon seeds, which sell for even more. 66,000. So we'll count that. 3 more successful steals, and then I can finally get a placeholder for those in my herb tab in the bank, which is also extremely exciting. Organization hype. I think there's 2 other kinds of seeds that you can drop that I've never seen drop. The letter C weed, his name I can't remember, and torsal seeds are like a 1 in 100,000 pickpocket or something ridiculous. So it'd be nice to get those so we can get the placeholders in the bank, so that the herb section is clean. But, you know, whatever. Oh my god, I got another Snapdragon seed. Never seen them before ever, after probably tens of thousands of pickpockets, and then 2 in 2 runs. Well, cool. I mean, maybe we will finish pickpocketing and get to do something else before, other than that easy clue scroll before this session ends. Yeah, because that's 2 Ranar seeds is 100,000. 4 Snapdragon seeds is, we're up to a total of, let's see, 260, 360. Technically I can afford, if I just sell those, technically I can afford the dwarf cannon now, but I'd like to have a good chunk of money so we don't have to take another break to do this, so I'm going to go for 2 more steals, and then we'll call thieving. 2 more steals, or we'll see if we're close to thieving 60, if we happen to get the 2 more steals before dinging 60. 60 is an important level threshold because that's when we now qualify for all quests, finally. And then we'll have 3 skills that are at the max level for the Questscape: Agility, Cooking, and Thieving. So I've been thinking, I think doing all the diaries is a good idea. It's going to help me in a lot of different ways, because a lot of the diary rewards are useful throughout the whole game. They also don't take a ton of time to do. The question is just, do you qualify for them? I'm pretty sure that everything up through the medium diaries overlaps with the skill requirements for the quest point cape. That is, there is no task in any medium diary that has a higher skill requirement than the quest cape. So, since we're kind of at a point where I don't really have a scaffolding of which quests to work on, we've already went through all the short quests. We did all the quests that were related to Recipe for Disaster and prerequisites for Recipe for Disaster. Next, I might start looking at medium diaries that require quests to be completed. I think most easy quests don't depend on, or most easy diaries don't depend on quests, but medium diaries definitely do. So I will likely research through all of the medium and easy diary requirements and make a list of the quests that we have not finished that we would need to do to attempt them. I'll do that here while I'm thieving. I guess technically when I said we're done with the prerequisites for Recipe for Disaster, that's not entirely true. I think there's a couple we have to do in order to be able to fight the Culinaromancer. So I'll put those, bump those up the list as well. But after we have this money to get the dwarf multicannon, I think the plan is get combat up. I think we want to try to get combat to like 80-ish in order to have a chance in the final Recipe for Disaster fight. And then we can go hardcore back into questing once combat is 80. But for my whole, do at least 1 quest per session thing, the way I'm going to decide the quests to do, I'll probably just look for quests that are involved in medium diaries. That's all. Back to stealing. going to take a quick break. Be back soon. Alright, I'm back. Let's get some more Ranar seeds. Thieving 60. That's the highest we need to qualify for a request. Still need 2 more Ranar seeds, though, so we're going to keep pushing. Here's another Ranar seed. We need 1 more steel, and then we're done with stealing. We'll go do easy clue scroll and see what time we've got left after that. Alright, we got that Ranar seed. I kept going for a little bit because I was dancing with my niece and didn't want to turn the music off in the middle of the song. It's okay, we'll dance some more. I'm just gonna go deposit this and then take a quick break. No problem. She's so sad. It's okay, Cammy. I'll be right back. Alright, let's close out the episode. We're gonna get this clue scroll, see how much time there's left, and then I might farm a couple more easy clue scrolls because they're super easy to pick up. May as well knock out the beginner one too. I forgot that I had this, actually. Let me deposit my junk, bring the graceful kit back out, and all of the runes. Charlie the Tramp acquires spade. I think that's supposed to show on the map. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's do that one first, I guess. Unless it's a recognizable map, too. Looks like the mining area. Alright, I've got both my beginner and easy caskets. Let's see what we got. Beginner had... it's worth about 3 coins. Absolute garbage. I did actually deposit one of these in a stash, and it might show up in more than one stash, so I guess I'll put it back at my bank. Reward casket easy. Pretty much garbage. Okay. I'm going to try this whole pickpocketing ham guards for easy clue scrolls and see if we can fill out the remaining 19 minutes with clue scrolls, so... I might go over a little on time to do one last clue scroll at the end. I don't think I need food for this. I think I should be able to get a clue scroll before my health is reduced down far enough. Also, I'm just going to drop everything, including the keys. It'll take too much time for me to go in the rooms and open the chests. I just want the scrolls. It took a little bit longer than I was expecting to get a clue scroll, but we got one, so we'll do that. That'll probably close out the episode. Oh, that was a quick casket. Oh, that one was actually worth a good amount of money. Right on. What? Black pickaxe, red firelighter, armadillo page 4. Oh my god, 198,000 gold. What are these pages? I got one of these before. I wasn't super clear on it. Hold on. Armadillo page 4. Added to a damaged god book. Player first receives a damage book and needs to add 4 god pages to make a complete god book. The Horror of the Deep Quest. You can get a book. Oh, the book goes in your offhand and gives you attack bonuses. That's interesting. Book of Law is used for ranged. Oh wow, it looks like you only get it from clue scrolls. I kind of want money, but I kind of want to sell it, or I kind of want to keep it to get that book for range training. Interesting. Oh, you know, I'm a goof. The whole reason we farmed for all those seeds was to buy the stupid dwarf multicannon, and I completely forgot to do that. So we'll go a little over on time so I can go pick up the cannon, go sell the stuff that I've got, and then we'll go talk to the dwarf that sells it. I don't think we'll use it this episode, but next episode I think is going to involve some Slayer training on the ice trolls. We'll bring the cannon along for that. Alright. Ranar and Snapdragons both sold for the list price instantly. Didn't have to wait. Sell this steel pickaxe. Sells decently. Alright. Get my money out. Should leave me with a decent amount of money left over. Yeah. Oh, close to having $1 million. That's kind of exciting. Bank this page. Put it in my junk tab for now. Figure out what I'm actually doing with it way later. Okay, so I think it's closest to Falador. I think this is a one-time thing. I pay the 700,000, and then if I lose it or something, I can always come and get it back for free, so that's helpful. This is the single biggest in-game gold purchase I've needed to make. Since I'm not buying from the Grand Exchange, I don't really run into multiple $100,000 purchases, you know? It's Neludion, I think. I'll talk to him. Hello. How are things? Not bad. Sell me a cannon? Up to so much, sort something out. I don't come cheap. 750,000. I'm glad I got the extra seeds. I thought it was 700. It's not cheap. Take a cannon, please. There are 4 parts that make the cannon, plus an ammo mold and an instruction manual. Cool. Start the cannon, set down the base of the cannon firmly onto the ground, add the stand to the cannon base, then add the barrels, lastly add the furnace which powers the cannon. Ammo for the cannon is made from steel bars. You must heat up a steel bar in a furnace, pour the steel into a cannon ammo mold. And only fire when monsters are available to target. If you're carrying enough ammo, the cannon will fire up to 30 rounds before it runs out and stops. Automatically target non-friendly creatures. Cannon is stolen or has been lost, or after being set up, perfect engineer will replace the parts. The cannon parts that were given away or dropped will not be replaced for free. Okay, interesting. And then next session I'll try to make some cannonballs with however much iron and coal I have available. I might not actually have very much. I think it's 1 steel bar equals 1 cannonball. I wasted a lot leveling fletching. This probably would have been a better usage. Yeah, 57. That's enough to get some shit done. Okay. Thanks, folks, for watching. That was this episode. We maxed out Kourend Favour, which is pretty exciting. Opens up a lot of things that we can do in Kourend for later. We ended up getting like 600 plus dynamite, which will be awesome for getting 70 mining, which we need for the quest cape. And then we're at 165 quest points. We need 175 for the last step of the recipe for disaster, but we also need like 80 plus combat to have any chance of surviving the final boss fight. So next episode I would expect we're going to start with some Slayer. Partway through the episode I'll go do some more quests. I'll probably try to pick the quests that are prerequisites for the final step of recipe for disaster if possible. Try to get those 175 quest points. But next few episodes, I assume, are going to be Slayer training to get our combat up high enough that we can finish that and have an easier time with some more of the upcoming quests. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.